Hey guys, Mike Ashcraft here with Christians Grow Rich. I want to talk about being an expert day. Of course, there's people who make a lot of money with being an expert, but you don't need to be an expert to make money. What a lot of us don't know is the rich, they just act like they're experts and they inspire confidence and people invest in them and people buy their products, but really it's more attitude, it's more show than it is real expertise. So the story in the Bible is the story of Peter and the other disciples, and they've been fishing all night on the Lake Galilee, and Jesus comes on the scene and he says, hey, can you let me put on the boat and teach from the boat? And so Peter and crew obliges him, and he does a fantastic job teaching that morning, while Peter and the disciples are mending their nets. They're folding things up, they're putting things away. They've worked hard, they've worked long, and they've caught nothing. So Jesus concludes by saying, put out your boats, throw out the nets, and you're going to get some fish. Now, Jesus is an expert at teaching, but he's not an expert at fishing. And of course, the disciples and Peter, they don't know Jesus yet, because they just met him. This is their first encounter basically with him. And so Peter says, Lord, you're a great teacher and all, really appreciate it, nice thoughts, but there's no fish to be fished. We did it at the best fishing time, and we're the experts in this case, so you'll have to defer to us. And Jesus says, do it. And so Peter says, okay, I'll do it just because you told me so. And so the Bible says that he pulled in a catch of fish, over 100 fish. They'd never seen a fishing expedition so successful. And so that's when, of course, Peter says, apart from me, I'm a sinner and stuff like that. And Jesus says, don't worry about it, you'll be fishermen. But what I want to focus in this story is the guy who's not the expert gets the big haul, and the guys who were experts didn't get the big haul. And so there's also the lesson that you don't need to be an expert to get the big haul. Remember, the experts built the Titanic, and yeah, you know how that went. So the problem with being an expert a lot of times also is that you can really box yourself in because you know the way things are, and when things change you can just dismiss it and say, no, that's not the way things are. So don't be afraid to be a novice. Don't be afraid to be a middle group learner. In my group where we do finances, we match beginners up with experts, and you can make a lot of money even as a beginner. And so don't be afraid if you're not the big expert. Of course, you're going to be learning. You're going to be on that learning curve. Everybody is. It's not boring to be on the learning curve. It can give you a little bit of anxiety, but just remember this, you don't need to be an expert to make money.